if the placement of Venus in the different houses from the moon is read right, then this can open up the doors of abundance and prosperity like nothing before. Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. We have been doing this series of different planets from the moon in the 12 houses from the moon, and in that light we have done roughly about 6 to 7 planets so far. Today we will be talking about the very important placement, and that is the placement of the planet of material abundance, Venus, from the moon. The placement of Venus from moon is very important because moon and Venus in their own ways denote a lot of prosperity and abundance connected to the denotation of the houses they rule and the houses that they are placed in. So let's jump in and try and understand how the manifestation of abundance, prosperity, good luck, the good quality of life can be brought about by a proper understanding of the number of houses Venus is placed on the moon respective to your respective horoscope. Now when Venus goes one house from the moon or in conjunction with moon in the same house, which is also called being one house from the moon. Now moon is about empathy, understanding, attachment, your ability to focus, your emotionality, your challenges, your weaknesses as well, but it is also about your assets, your tangible assets, peace, tranquility, harmony. And Venus is about love, attractions, intimacy, the rich life, the good quality of life, good food, nourishment, and so forth. So when they come together, the energies of moon and Venus also come together and manifest about whichever house they are in. Moon brings in the attachment, moon brings in the empathy, moon brings in the understanding about the placement in the house that it is in. So moon is the one which will take the lead in getting the attraction, getting the focus, and getting the understanding, whereas Venus adds to the quality and the energy of the moon, and through moon's attachments, moon's ability to be able to focus its attention, focus its understanding about that particular house that it is in, Venus then adds to it through the material aspects. So moon gives you the attachment, moon gives you the understanding, and Venus gives you the abundance based on the attachment. So if Venus and moon are together, say for example in the 5th house, then both of them will add to the remuneration, the ability to be able to make a change in your career and to be able to derive maximum benefit from their career, because the 5th house is 8th from the 10th house. If they are together in the 2nd house, then for example in terms of your ability to have a higher earning, higher nourishment, higher salary based on where you're working or the business that you're doing, moon will give you the attachment, Venus will give you the abundance from it, and so on. So wherever moon and Venus are conjunct with in the 1st house from each other as it is described, moon will give you the proper attachment, moon will give you the understanding, moon will give you the empathy, and Venus will add to the ability to be able to get maximum material benefits from it. Then moon and Venus, for example, together in the Lagna can make somebody very, very beautiful. Can also, moon giving an attachment to goals in life, understanding of societal norms, your ability to be able to focus on your health, your status, your dignity in your society. Moon will be able to give you an attachment towards a certain area in your life, the focus and attention in a certain area, which will be able to add to your status, your dignity in life. And when you are able to do that, Venus will add to that to be able to get the highest amount of output, material output from it also. So then your reputation in society may be somebody who is very, very understanding, empathetic, but very sophisticated, somebody who is also a lover of good quality of life, somebody who is also very charming and good looking at the same time. So based on where the conjunction is, the denotation of that house, the maximum benefit from the house can come about if you are able to add both the understanding, the attachment, the empathy towards the denotation of that house, combined with the ability of Venus to be able to bring in the prosperity from the denotation of that house. Now if Venus goes second house from the moon, so here based on how moon is able to attach itself and be able to understand about the house it is placed in, and to be able to bring about a certain degree of emotional connect from the denotation of that house. Moon will then lead the way to allow Venus to be able to prosper from that house. So for example, if Moon is in the second house and Venus goes into the second house from the second house, which means it is in the third house. So Moon is in the second house and Venus is in the third house. So Moon's ability to be able to attach itself to the family, the legacy, through strong principles and values which the second house represent, and wanting to get a higher remuneration, get a higher salary, get a higher earning, will then induce Venus to get the maximum material benefits in terms of your salary, in terms of your ability to nourish, in terms of your ability to earn a good quality of life also through hard work, because Venus is in the third house while Moon is in the second house. So then Venus will give you the added advantage of being able to market yourself very well, to be able to be very competent in your language, to be able to be very competent and sophisticated in how you are able to influence people, and through that be able to add to the remuneration, add to the good quality of life, add to the higher earning. And through that, over a period of time, through the efforts of Venus, through the ability to communicate in a certain manner, with the attachment that the Moon brings in, the empathy that the Moon brings in about the matters of the second house, then over a period of time, this is a very good placement to get a lot of savings, to be able to save a lot of money and to get a lot of liquid cash, liquid abundance as well. Now if Venus goes into the third house from the Moon, say for example, if Moon is in the third house, then Venus is in the third from the Moon, which means Venus is in the fifth house. So Moon being in the third house, Moon gets attached itself to, or if Moon is attached, or your mind is attached to, or your mind is able to focus on hard work, your ability to be able to do a lot of self-enterprise, self-working, being independent and taking the lead, taking the ownership of the matters of the third house, or the ability to work hard, then you can do very well through your communication, being very soft, very empathetic in your communication, very understanding of why you need to work hard, very understanding of the team members, your understanding of you need to take ownership in projects, and through your ability to be able to nourish through your hard work, through your communication, through your ability to work with people, and through that be able to get the maximum benefits of hard work. But Venus has gone into the third from the Moon, which means it's in the fifth house. So here it means Venus will also bring about a working hard element, being third from the Moon, and through Moon's ability to be able to empathize with hard work, commitment, language, your ability to influence people, and Venus going into the fifth house will bring a lot of gains from your ability to connect with different people, use your charm, your sophistication to attract power or to get close to the powers that be, and then bring about a change in your career also, because Venus is in the fifth house, 8th from the 10th house, but Moon being in the 6th house from the 10th house. So in your service, in your ability to be able to also do something of your own, and through the good luck which Venus is able to bring about being in the fifth house, through more artistic denotation, through being able to make sound investments, because fifth house is also about speculative investment, and through that over a period of time, combining the hard work, the empathy, the language sophistication of the third house which Moon is able to bring in, and the abundance, the prosperity, the focus on making sound investments, making the right changes in your career at the right time, then through the combination of the Moon and the Venus energies being third from the Moon, over a period of time, a lot of abundance, a lot of prosperity will also be bringing, a lot of love and romance will also come in from where you're putting in your hard work, from which area you're able to put in your hard work. So great place to market yourself, market your projects, market your company's products, market your services, and through that over a period of time, being able to bring about a lot of prosperity in this placement. Now when Venus goes into the fourth house from the Moon, say Moon is in the fourth house and Venus has gone fourth from the Moon, which means Venus has gone into the seventh house. So now Moon being in the fourth house, Moon's ability to attach itself to be able to serve at home, serve in the domestic house, serve to bring about a certain harmony, tranquility, peace, and commitment in the home, in the matters of the home, to the family, in the domestic environment, and through that you will also be able to strike better partnerships of the 7th house. Now, unless you have peace and harmony at home, can you truly get better output from your work, better output from your teamwork, better partnerships also. So when moon goes into the 4th house and is able to establish the peace, the harmony, the tranquility and ability to bring about peace at home, then Venus going into the 4th from the moon will be able to build in a lot of partnerships and teamwork, and through that build assets which moon in the 4th house represents. So through your partnership, through your ability to be able to work with team members, to be able to empathize with your team members, connect with your team members, have a balance with your teams, and in your domestic life also, even with your life partner, you will be able to make a lot of assets, build assets, maybe have a lot of money, maybe make a lot of tangible assets, for example homes, get all the conveniences of life, the better quality of life, and through that ability to be able to do better at home, bring the peace and harmony at home, and to be able to establish great assets through the teamwork and the ability to form relationships through the charm, the sophistication which Venus brings in, being placed in the 7th house. Now when Venus goes in the 5th house from the moon, so this is a strong placement, second only to Venus going 4th from the moon in terms of how the financial gains, the ability to be able to get better gains from your career, from changes, from transformation, is this placement. Say for example, if moon is in the 5th house, then Venus goes 5th from the 5th house, which means Venus is in the 9th house. So moon is in the 5th house, moon is getting attached to, or the need to be able to attach and understand, have empathy of the 5th house. So somebody who will be able to attract abundance and gain through their education, through their ability to be able to focus on where to put your effort, when to make your career changes, when to be able to make those investments, and how to be able to showcase a certain degree of attachment to the work that you do, ability to create interest in the work that you do, because 5th house is also about where you find your interest, where you find your attachments, what you like to do and what you love to do. So when moon goes in the 5th house, it also brings in a certain degree of empathy or attraction or attachment to arts, artistic denotation, performances, media houses, even maybe performing in front of the stage or in front of the camera. This is also the ability to be able to attract a lot of romances or gains from the opposite gender. And now because Venus has gone 5th from the moon, which means it is in the 9th house, so through your ability to be able to make the right changes in your career at the right time, based on making more financial gains, which again the 5th house represents, but with also the responsibility which the Leo energies represent of the 5th house, and through that able to be getting high gains from long distance, foreign travel, higher qualification, traveling to even foreign lands for higher qualification, and then making gains. So this is a placement that the higher qualification that you get, the higher learning that you get, the more ready you are to learn from the situation that you are, from experiences, the better gains that you get. So moon going into the 5th house will give you the attachment towards ability to be able to attract power, influence, and make the right changes, whereas Venus will be able to bring in more abundance, more prosperity from your ability to get higher qualification, travel far away from your place of birth, travel far and wide, connect with different people, be able to charm, and through your sophistication of your language and your ability to create a certain brand for you, and then through the combination of moon and Venus to be able to get a lot of abundance, a lot of prosperity, and a lot of gains and success as well. Now when Venus goes in the 6th house from the moon, say for example moon itself is in the 6th house, or now Venus has gone 6th from the moon, which means Venus has gone into the 11th house. So if moon is in the 6th house, then moon will take the lead here. So moon's ability, or the person's ability to attach himself to serving, to doing more for others, to be able to develop a service mindset towards work, towards your career, and through that being able to make gains out of your ability to be able to focus your attention on the financial gains from the 11th house, which Venus going into the 11th house represents. So this is a good placement where moon gives you the focus to serve, to work hard, to be able to overcome competition, to be able to work and even empathize with your competition, empathize with your team members, develop a strong attachment to the place that you're working in and to the cause that you're working for, and through that being able to make the gains of the 11th house, which Venus going into the 11th house represents, which also means that you will also be able to make a lot of gains from your societal connection, through your societal network, and in a service orientation, because mind you, Venus has gone 6th from the moon. However, this could also be a placement where sometimes it could bring in a certain degree of emotional tension, frustration, anxieties, also sometimes even a little bit of depression, because Venus has gone 6th from the moon and moon itself is in the 6th house. So wherever moon is placed in, Venus going 6th from it, which also means that there will be financial gains, but there could also be a downside that if you're not emotionally intelligent, if you're not able to manage your emotions very well, then there could also be frustrations and anxieties as well. This is a good placement that as long as you're able to focus on the service aspect and you're ready to work hard on being able to focus on the team members and being able to overcome the inimical forces, the competition, you will do very well over a period of time in both the quality of life you can make, the financial acumen that you are able to showcase to be able to get gains, and to societal connect, strong ability to be able to get more material benefits out of your work, out of your project, out of your career. Now if Venus has gone 7th from the moon, say moon is in the 10th house and Venus has gone 7th from the moon, which is in the 4th house. So yeah, if moon is in the 10th house, then your ability to be able to attach yourself to work, to the projects that you're doing, through your team members, and having a strong emotional connect to the work that you're doing. If you don't understand and if you don't empathize with the work that you're doing, what value add you're bringing, how you're able to do better for the work that you're doing, the project that you're doing, the department that you're doing, for the industry that you're doing, without that, gains will not come in. So if moon goes into the 10th house, not only should you have a strong attachment and strong empathy and strong emotional connect that you do to the work, but through that also be able to make assets of the 4th house. And mind you, through the relationship, because Venus has gone 7th from the moon. So if you're able to establish strong relationships, strong partnerships with your team members, with your colleagues, with your boss also, and be able to have an emotional connect so strong that you also feel about your colleagues as team members as well as family members, then through your ability to be able to focus your attention and be able to focus on the higher side of the output that you're able to get from the work, through that you're able to make better assets, because Venus is 7th from the moon in the 4th house. So yeah, you may not only be able to bring about better assets at home, but because of being able to have a peace and good connection at work, through that you will also be able to establish better harmony, better tranquility, better peace, and better happiness as well as at home. So it's a good placement if moon is in the 10th house and Venus has gone 7th from it, or wherever moon is and Venus has gone 7th from it, to be able to strike partnerships, and through moon's ability to attach itself and empathize with the area of the house that it is placed in, and Venus' ability to make partnerships and teamwork, through that to be able to make great assets in this placement. Now if Venus has gone 8th house from the moon, say for example moon has gone into the 11th house and Venus has gone 8th from the moon, which means Venus is in the 6th house. So if moon is in the 11th house, then your ability to be able to connect yourself, to attach yourself to matters of social causes, societal norms, giving back to society, working in large organization, working for some social causes, working for some social output through working in large organization, through that, and being able to give back to society through your empathizing with the value that you're able to bring in and making gains from it. Now because Venus has gone 8th from the moon, which also means there may be some ups and downs, there may be obstacles, there may be also challenges, but if you're able to focus and be able to work hard, because moon is attached to the denotation of the 11th house, then over a period of time you will be able to overcome all obstacles, all challenges, all issues, and also get a lot of material benefits. And that also promises you, especially because Venus has gone into the 6th house, which means you may be able to make a lot of financial gains after being able to overcome all competition, being able to focus on your work, and here you may also develop a mindset of more material gains from your career, material gains from your project. So as long as you are able to focus on your relationship with your team members and you're able to keep competition at bay, a number of good results may also come in, and your ability to make all your wishes and desires come true can also come good with this placement. The only challenge is Venus going into the 6th house means there may also be challenges where from a getting into trouble with the opposite gender can be something that you need to be a little wary of. As long as you can keep the balance at work, you can keep the relationship going and have a serving mindset while being able to connect yourself strongly to the cause that you're working for, this can be a very good placement to make a lot of gains in your career over a period of time. Now say if Venus goes in the 9th house from the moon, Say moon is in the 6th house and Venus has gone 9th from the moon, which means Venus has gone into the 2nd house. Now if moon is in the 6th house, which means you're the person who should have a service mindset, be able to connect with team members, to have a strong attachment towards the value that they bring to the career that you're doing, through the work that they're doing, and having a service orientation also, which means I'm working for this particular cause because I want to serve, because I want to improve, because I want to add value here. And there is also karmic debt to this denotation because moon is in the 6th house, which means there is certain degree of carry forward that work that you're doing based on your karma, based on the carry forward karma that 6th house brings in. But if you're able to do that, if you're able to showcase the emotional intelligence rather than being taken down with the denotation of the 6th house, then you may be able to make a lot of gains, because 6th house is also an Artha Bhava, a house of money, and moon does very well in the 6th house as long as you are able to focus your attention on the service orientation. So here this can be a very good placement to be in a service industry, in hospitality, in spas, in clinics, in hospitals, in manufacturing industry, anywhere where you need to serve. This can be a good placement. And because Venus has gone 9th from the moon, which means a lot of gains may also come in, a lot of prosperity may also come in, but your ability to use your education, your learning, and willing to learn from the experiences that you may go through, even the ups and downs which the 6th house may bring, and through the learning, higher remuneration may also can come in, higher abundance may also come in. So firstly, this is a placement that the more qualified you are, the more educated you are, the more higher learning you have, higher degrees you have, plus you're also willing to learn from your mistakes, your ups and downs, your challenges, and your ability to be able to focus on the service mindset, then you can make a lot of gains. You may also get a lot of earning of the 2nd house, a higher remuneration also of the 2nd house. So this is a good placement where through a service mindset and attached to the value that the 6th house can bring, and to be able to get a lot of nourishment of the 2nd house, which also doesn't only mean the liquid cash but also the good quality of life, the rich quality of life may also come in with this placement. Now say Venus has gone 10 houses from the moon. Say moon is in the 11th house, then Venus gone 10 houses from the moon, which means Venus has gone into the 8th house. Now if moon is in the 11th house, which means that a person should be able to attach himself or herself to the higher qualities which the 11th house represents, of social causes, being able to give back to society, working strongly for the social network, working for a large organization connected to some higher cause that you're working for, and being attached to it, also being strongly connected to it, empathize with it, and being able to also know very well that you will be able to get a lot of value add from that placement as long as you're also emotionally intelligent about it. Then Venus being in the 10th house from the moon, which means you will be able to get a lot of gains in your work arena, in your career, in your profession, after working hard over a period of time, building bridges, building strong connections with your superiors also. However, mind you, if moon is in the 11th house and Venus is 10th from the moon, which means Venus is in the 8th house, then the ups and downs which the 8th house represents may also come in. However, Venus in the 8th house also means the longevity of the career will also come in. How much you are able to attach yourself from the value that you are able to bring into your career, to your work, through being able to give more back to society for large causes, working in large organizations. And through that, all your wishes and desires may also come true, especially getting gains from other people's money, other people's remuneration, other people's investments also, which the 8th house represents, and matters connected to the 8th house, careers connected to the 8th house. Through that, gains of the 11th house may also come in. However, this is also placement where you may get into trouble with the opposite gender, and there may also be hidden affairs which you may get involved in, because moon is in the 11th house of social network, friend circle also. So be careful of how you are able to generate goodwill with the opposite gender and how you are able to treat them fairly and keep a balance in your relationship with them. Then in your career, as long as you are able to empathize with the value add that you are able to bring in, because of moon placed in the 11th house, all your wishes and desires will come in over a period of time after overcoming all sorts of obstacles and challenges, but lot of stability based on the work that you're getting connected to other people's monies, other people's investment, other people's remunerations. For example, in insurances, in financial wealth management for somebody else, in tax audits, tax collections, and so forth. Now if Venus has gone in the 11th house from the moon, now say moon is in the 12th house, and if Venus has gone 11th house from the moon, which means Venus is in the 10th house, when moon is in the 12th house. So moon is in the 12th house, so here you need to be able to attach yourself to the matters of the 12th house. Matters of the 12th house are more about giving, donating, sacrificing and doing more rather than expecting. This is also good placement that you are getting attached to a more service mindset, like working in hospitals, in clinics, working in isolation, working as an individual, working in foreign lands, working with foreign clients. And because Venus has gone 11 houses from the moon, which means it's in the 10th house, so your career is strongly getting connected to foreign lands, foreign clients, MNCs, hospitals, clinics, armed forces, creativity, innovation, even arts, cinema, which the 12th house being the dream house also represents, and through that being able to get a lot of gain through the creativity. The only challenge here is the person can become a little more idealistic when moon goes into the 12th house, and so the person may struggle at work to get the highest gains from it if the person is not emotionally intelligent and is not misled and doesn't become unreasonable or over optimistic. So as long as you are able to keep the emotional balance, your emotional calm and tranquility, and be able to focus on the higher value add that you are able to bring in from the 12th house in terms of the specific areas that the 12th house represents, which I just gave you as an example. Through that, being able to get a lot of gains over a period of time, getting your career connected to service, through nourishment, to taking care of others, and through that being able to make a lot of gains. Your person may get more gains out of the opposite gender rather than your own gender. So if you have moon in the 12th house when Venus gone in the 11 houses from the moon, which is in the 10th house, then try to work out better relationships, especially with higher ups of the opposite gender, because in the long run this can come to be a very favorable placement for you. Now if Venus has gone 12 houses from the moon, say moon is in the first house itself and Venus has gone into the 12th house, Venus does very well in the 12th house because Venus gets exalted in the Pisces sign, which the 12th house also carries the natural energies of. So if moon is in the first house, then the person can be very good looking, the person can be very empathetic. Overall, in any avenue of life, the person will also bring in the emotional connect, emotional attachment, and also the emotional intelligence. The person can be very good looking, but be also very lucky because Venus has gone into the 12th house. So here the person may get a lot of gains out of foreign lands, out of philosophy, out of higher education, higher remuneration, business, taxations, IT industry, and overall a lot of abundance. A good quality of life is almost given to the person. The only thing that the person needs to be able to control is that the person should not have a very free hand in terms of expenses, because this can make a person over optimistic, lacking the good quality of life. And Venus going into the 12th house means usually the person likes to have a good quality of life and live it up, and ends up spending more money than what the person should be able to afford. So if moon is in the lagna, you can have a lot of abundance in terms of your ability to be able to have a strong emotionally connect to your work, to your industry, and bring about a lot of empathetic approach to your goals, empathetic approach to what is the value add you are able to do. As long as you are able to keep the need a very good quality of life which Venus represents, then this can be a very good placement. If you are able to keep a control on your spending strings, then a lot of money can also be saved over a period of time. A lot of abundance is also almost guaranteed for this placement, as long as moon or Venus are not an inimical signs. So with this placement also, somebody can also be prone to working in not only foreign land but in NGOs, in charity work, in donations also, and somebody can also be working in the health industry. But some people can also be artists, performers as well, or in some cases can also be models or also be connected to the media industry. So friends, now that we have talked about Venus's placement in the 12 houses from the moon, what its manifestation is, what its denotation is, please understand in which house your moon is. From that placement, how many houses Venus has gone away. Check whether they are in friendly signs to themselves, or in exaltation sign, or in doshas, or in bad aspect. Based on that flavor will also come in to your placement of the number of houses Venus has gone from the moon. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the link given below. Till some other time with some other video, this is your friend, astrology and guide Irfan, signing off. Ciao.